Hello and welcome along to this quick tutorial in which we're going to be explaining how it is you share bookings that have been made with one teacher with another or more so that those teachers can all join the video meeting together. Now this is quite simple, however it is reactive. We'll be bringing out some more functionality to be proactive about this in the future, but for now this is a parents' evening that I've got set up. It's coming up at the end of March, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to share some bookings that have already been made with a second teacher. So first of all, the second teacher isn't actually in this parents' evening. If they are, it's even easier than this. But if the teacher that you want to share with isn't in the parents' evening, just make sure that they do have a teacher account. So I'm going to add a new teacher completely. I'm going to call her Mrs. James Hooper, just so we can find her a bit more easily, make her double-barreled name. I'm going to give it a subject, something like that. And normally what you'll do is pop in an email address so that when you've created them, you can send them a login. So you can type it in here, or once you've saved the teacher, as you'll know, you can go down and find the teacher, pop in their email address here, and of course press save at the top, and that will send them a login as you might expect. Now once a teacher's been created, we don't have to add any students to them, we don't have to try and add them to the parents' evening. All we're going to do is go to the Manage Bookings page in the admin area. And when you do, you'll click on the name of the parents' evening that you want to share the bookings in. And there's a button at the top now that says Share Appointments. And it's so simple. All we're going to do is tick the bookings you want to share. So perhaps you're going to go to a different teacher. I'm just choosing the first teacher in this instance. And you're going to tick the bookings that you want to share. So maybe it's just a couple of these. And when you press Share Appointments, there's a pop-up box. And it's going to ask you which teachers you want to share the bookings with. So you do this on a teacher-by-teacher basis, and what it's listing for me now is not just the teachers in my parents' evening, but also some teachers that I've created that aren't in my parents' evening. And so what's going to happen is when I click on Mrs. James Hooper, which is the teacher I just added, it's going to automatically add this teacher to the parents' evening. So even though they're not there, it's going to add them in, and it's going to make their appointment times the same length and the same sort of format and settings as the teacher I'm sharing from. So that if you do have teachers with different appointment lengths, it will make sure that this matches what you're sharing. Okay. Now, when I press share, it tells me that the appointments have been shared, and the only caveat, unless the teacher already had bookings at those times. So in this case, that's not the case because the teacher was added to the parents' evening for the first time. But what it means is it won't create clashes. Okay, so it's going to always go with what's already booked if the teacher might already have bookings. So I'm simply going to refresh the page. So I can click Manage Bookings to do that, or right-click and refresh. And I can search for Mrs. James Hooper. There she is. And as you can see, when I go to her schedule, it shows me the bookings now at the exact same time, the same students. And it's telling me there that this teacher's been invited. So it wasn't booked with them, but nonetheless, they have been invited to join the meetings. Now, if you need to at any point, you can, of course, tick and cancel those. It doesn't cancel the booking, just the fact that it's been shared with that teacher, so your button to cancel, as usual, is at the top. Now, once you've done that, that's it ready to rock and roll. The teachers will be able to log in, and when they log in, they can join their video meetings. So in this example, I've now logged in as Mrs. Hooper, and when I've logged in as her, there's my button to join my video meeting. And as I join, I'm asked to use my microphone and camera as usual, so I'm just going to confirm use of my microphone and now my camera, so there I am. And as you can see when I join, I'm in the room with Mrs. Ross, who's down here, and with the parent. Now in this demonstration, I don't have anyone else to speak to, it's just me, but you can see how it would work. Mrs. James is myself, Mrs. Ross there, and the parent there. You can see my schedule, these are the bookings that have been shared with me. Hope that helps.